Hi there, my name's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video today we're going to try and fix this washing machine. So this is my washing machine. I've had it for many years now, and it stopped mid-cycle, which was unusual. So then we put it on a quick wash, and this time now it's come up for fault F05, and everything is flashing and going crazy. So it's a Hotpoint Aqualtis, and yeah, I'm going to Google, see what this means, and then see if we can fix it. Before I googled what the code is, I couldn't turn it off or anything, or press pause, nothing worked, so I had to unplug it from the power supply. And then when I plugged it back in, it all lit up as normal again, so on the same cycle as before. So I just pressed start, and this time it did fill up, and it is working now. So I'm just going to see what happens with this. Right, okay, so it's at 21 minutes, it's just a quick cycle, and if I listen, I can hear a humming. So this water should be draining out, but I don't believe it's draining out. And I looked up what F05 means, and basically it is to do with how it drains. So I think what's happening is, because it can't drain, it's throwing up the error. So hopefully I might be lucky, and it might be just a blockage down in the filter down here. So I'm going to wait until the code comes back up, and then I'm going to take it apart, and just the bottom part, and see if we will have to drain the water out of it, and then see if we've got a blockage in the little filter in there. Because what can happen is, if there's any coins or like a hair clip or something left in, then it can work its way down to there, and it can stop the thing from spinning, so it can't pump the water away. Okay, so this time it hasn't actually come up with the error code. About a minute or 2 minutes have passed. I can still hear it, but it's definitely, the water's definitely not disappearing. So I'm going to turn it off just in case it burns something out, and then let's get that filter out and see what's happening. Okay, so it's the next day now, and yeah, nothing drained away, so it's kind of just turned off mid-cycle. It's still absolutely full of water in here, so there's going to be a lot of water to empty out of it. So I'm going to pop off this bottom bit here. Now the washing machine is completely unplugged from the power supply, so it should be safe to work on. So I'm going to be removing this bottom thing here, which is just a case of using a bit of brute strength to pull out. It's stuck on this left hand side. There we go. Right, so that's out. Now there's a tiny little thing down here, so let me move the camera down to here so I can show you what's going on. Now I've got to get rid of all the water from inside, so I've got a saucepan, a cloth. I'm going to let it dribble out and just keep draining it, and I'm going to put the tea towel underneath it to soak up all the water. So that is probably going to take a good 20 minutes or so, and then we can unscrew it, and I'm hoping to find a bit of money or something inside. So let's move this camera. Okay, so here we are. This is the one here that we want to undo, and if you have a look, it's just the bottom right hand side of the washing machine. So let's just undo it a little bit to begin with, and we should find that bits of water start to trickle out of it. It might be quite stiff. I'm going anti-clockwise, counterclockwise. It's really stiff. No. Wow, this really doesn't want to come undone. Might have to use a tool on it. Yeah, I can't do that. Can't do that. Right, let's get a tool on it. Should be just finger tight, but I have cleaned this out before in the past, so maybe I did it up too tight. Just going to use some pliers on it, see if I can get it round with that. Yeah, I can hear it. Sort of made a bit of a bubbling noise. Wow! It wasn't like this before. I'm worried I don't want to snap it, you see. Oh my god, that is not coming undone. Tiny little bit of water came out. slightly worried why it's so stiff, and this has really got itself gummed up. Now the reason I'm wearing gloves is it can be a bit horrible on the inside here, because if water's been sat there for a while it will stink. Right, I'm making this look particularly hard. Normally it's just a case of turning it and it comes undone. This one has kind of somehow seemed to weld itself stuck. I think I'm going to need to get a different tool on it to get a bit more leverage. Wow. Right, let's see what else I've got. See if mole grips will be any better. See, if I break it, it's going to cause me a lot of bother. There we go. This did them. This did it now. Right, now the water's starting to come out, you see. So what I'm going to do is, hopefully you can just see it pouring out there. Right, there's no way around it, everything is going to get soaking wet because I can't, I've got a whole drum full of water to take out. Try to put that underneath. Well, I'm just going to fast forward through all this, it's going to take quite some time. But you can see what I'm doing, I'm just wringing out the water into the saucepan. So, level's slowly starting to go down. Looks like it's gone down about 1 inch or so. I forgot to mention that I've only cracked it open a little bit, and that's why it's trickling out. If I was to open up more, it would start coming out much quicker, and if I open up more it will flood out. So obviously you control how much you want to mop it up by the amount you turn it here. So if I tighten it up a little bit, it's going to start trickling out even less. I'm quite happy with this bit here because I'm just about keeping on top of it. The wet patch is growing, but it's okay. If you had a very thin tray or something like that, then it would be ideal, but I don't think I've got one, so I'm just sort of doing the labour intensive method. Right, I've just closed it off again just for a minute because I need to change out the saucepan now, because I've got a saucepan full of foamy water. Alright, so let me change that out. Definitely nearly there now. Okay, round 2. Right, I'm now on my second saucepan of water, so I need to empty that out, and then I'm hoping the next one will do it. I am now on my third saucepan full. So I didn't think it would take this much. I think it's because it was on a long cycle and then it just stopped working, it wouldn't complete, so we turned it off, put it on a quick cycle, and that didn't complete, and then we put it on another quick cycle. So I suppose it's got 3 loads of water in there, unless there's some sort of cut-off that senses how much water is actually in the drum and then doesn't put any more in. But anyway, this is the third one full now, so this has taken a lot longer than I thought, but still I don't want to have to, there's a dryer on top of this and it's just surrounded by other stuff, so I'd rather take the time doing this rather than try to get it on its side, or you know, move everything else out of the way. It's like a sick joke. Another saucepan full of water. It's like the never-ending water giver, this washing machine. Right, I didn't dream this much water would be coming out. There's no let up at all. So we've got another saucepan full. When I've done this before, I'm sure it only took one or two, about a couple of saucepans. This is absolute madness. It's still flooding out of it. It's getting a bit boring, if I'm honest with you. Right, that didn't really go to plan. It's just flooded out everywhere now. The thing is, I've just got so much rubbish in here that I just want to try to keep the water to a minimum, but I don't really know if there's a neat, easy way of doing this, because doing it the way I was doing it originally, I think it would take well over an hour. But now the problem is the water's just gone everywhere because of that. Right, at long last, it's nearly done. It's just trickling out now. Right. Right, I tried to keep it all clean, but it just hasn't happened. There's water absolutely everywhere now, and I've got a lot of boxes and stuff in this garage, and now everything's just soaking up all the water. But still, I couldn't go on just mopping it like that. It would have taken me all day. Right, let's just get on with this now. So let's undo it all the way. I'm hoping we're going to find something in here. There we go. Right, let's see what we got. Right, well, there's nothing there apart from kind of hard sludge. I'm going to have to get on my hands and knees and look right in there. I need to get a torch as well. Let's just dry up the floor a bit better. Right, let's zoom right in and see if we can see anything. Yeah, there's definitely something there, isn't there? Or is that rust? Yep, there we go. What is that? It looks like some sort of metal emblem or something, doesn't it? Some badge. Right, I'm going to have to go bare hand in here. Now, it is actually looking very clean. Here we go. It's a badge, isn't it? I think I might need to get some tweezers. It looks amazingly clean. Last time I was in here, it's absolutely stunk. Come on, come out. Come out, come out, come out. Well, it looks like something was gold. There we go. Yes. Oh, no, 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 it's gone up this hole. It's alright, it's come out. There we go. What is that? A plastic eagle. And that's what was stopping that from spinning around. What on earth would that be from? There you go, look, you can see. That's spinning. That's spinning. So what happens is, the water, there's a pipe here, I believe, and the water comes out from the drum through this pipe here. Remember, it can't fall out here because we've got this, which is sealed. You see a big rubber washer on it. And so then this spins and it forces it out through the pipe, which goes into your waste. So, you know, because obviously a washing machine's plumbed in, isn't it? It goes down your waste pipe. So some people also said that when I looked at this code, that if your waste pipe was blocked, this could also stop it. But in my instance, my waste pipe has an open top. So all that would happen is it would start pouring out of there. So it was just purely, this had got jammed down and it was stopping the propeller therefore from going round. I'm just going to ask my wife what is that from, so I'll be back in a minute. Right, well that is the mystery of the Golden Eagle, because nobody knows where that is from, and I can't see what clothing would have a golden eagle on it. I mean, it's made out of plastic, but I don't know where that's from. So my son doesn't know, my daughter doesn't know, my wife doesn't know. So where that's come from, haven't got a clue. It must have been picked up, put in somebody's pocket, and then the pockets haven't been emptied. So all I need to do now is clean up this little bit here, because you can see it's just a little bit, if you have a look here, can you see this kind of solidified junk on it, and it's this stuff here that absolutely stinks. So I'm going to clean that up in the sink, put it back together, and then hopefully it will all be okay. It isn't actually that bad. Quite happy with it in there. Before, that was all very badly gunked up. This is just more like scale, so it's I don't really actually need to clean that. I'm happy enough with it. So let me clean this up and then put it back together. Okay, back again, and it is now nice and clean. So let's pop that in, screw it back in. Now really this should just go in hand tight, but I think because of the build up of scale, it's hard to do. Really by rights I should give it all a clean out, because next time I come to do this I'm probably going to find it even harder to undo. Right, I think that is it. Let me just do that one more time. In fact, you know, thinking about it, I am going to undo it, and I am going to give it a little scrape round, because if I do have to get into this again in a year's time, then I want it to be a little bit easier. Right, okay, there's still a lot in there, but it's definitely better than it was. So hopefully now I can see a little sort of channel here. So hopefully it will, if I need to get into it again, it will go okay. Okay, and I can actually do it by hand now. That's it. Just going to give it a little, there we go. Right, so I just need to do the final mop up, put the bottom on, and then see if it's going to work. With the bottom it should just kind of whack into place. There we go. Excellent. Right, let's put it on a quick wash and let's see if it does the full wash this time. This washing machine's quite battered, but even when we got it, it was battered. Basically, there's a story behind this. I bought this not working on eBay back in, I don't know when it was, 2009, or maybe no, way before that in fact. I think it was probably around 2007, that sort of time. And this at the time in the shops I think was up to £400 or £500, but on eBay I bid on it. It said it was all dented and the door couldn't open, so I bid on it and I think I got it for about £56, and it was local to me, so I just went along. It was from a business seller who basically gets stuff from Costco, or the Costco returns. So it was unused, and what happened was I think it had been dented in Costco. It must have fallen off a forklift truck or something, and the top had been dented, and they said the door wouldn't open. But in fact, well, I should have shown you, it wasn't actually I mean, it was dented, it was all dented up here, but what happened was there's a little from memory, a yellow catch down here that you just had to pull down, and then the door popped open. So basically it was a completely working one from day one, which was a bit of a result. Right, let's plug this in and see what it's going to do. Right, so turn it on. It's on a fast wash, So now, okay, well it's doing it from yesterday. I wonder, can we cancel that one from yesterday? I don't really know how to cancel it. Oh, here we go. Okay, so let's do the full wash now. Whoops, wrong button. You can tell I don't use this. Here we go, start. Right, so that's filling up now, and I've got to wait and think until it gets to about 20, and then hopefully it will empty, so I'll come back to that then. Right, okay, I'm not sure if it's emptying or not now. I can hear kind of whirring noises, but anyway, it's definitely doing its cycle, and it seems to be washing the clothes all right. Doesn't seem to be a huge amount of water in there, so we'll have to see if it completes or not this time. There we go, that is the water draining away. So you can see if you look against the red sock or whatever it is there, is going down. And also you can kind of hear it. Excellent, so that's definitely working again. I'm just going to let it finish the cycle completely just to make sure. Right, so we're down to the last minute. It looks like it's filling up with water again. So hopefully it will now drain this away and give it a spin, and we should be complete. Right, looks like this is the final bit now, so it's doing its spin and I can still hear the pump vibrating down here. So there we go, it's completed its cycle now. You can see it says ends here, and also the door lock symbol's gone out, so we can now open up the door to get our washing out, which we couldn't do before. So it was a time-consuming fix, but it was a very easy one. So it was all caused by this annoying little golden plastic eagle. I'd love to know how that managed to get in there. I'd love to know where it's from, but that's what was causing it. So a bit of a mystery. But yeah, it just shows you the importance of having to empty your pockets before you put everything into the washing machine. It's worth double checking, and then you wouldn't have to go through this. So now I didn't have the privilege of mopping up the floor afterwards. I had to do it bit by bit. I couldn't just release all the water out onto the floor because I've got a lot of cardboard boxes in the garage and it would all soak it up. But maybe if this was in a tiled floor area, you could just let it all flood out and then spend 5 minutes mopping up afterwards, and it would be a lot quicker. So yeah, this is a fix I think most people could do themselves, and then you'll probably save yourself about £100 rather than calling somebody out, and then that would be nice to then treat yourself, your partner or your kids with. So I think it's well worth giving things a go yourself, and then you'd be surprised about how much things you can actually fix when you actually try and have a bit of confidence in doing it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe for more Trying to Fix videos. Take care, bye now.